This is the Pet Buzz. And here's the dynamic pet duo.
You know, coming up is Memorial Day weekend, the official start to the summer. And with the lifting of COVID restrictions throughout the country, this holiday weekend can be a great excuse to celebrate with your friends and family, including your four-legged loved ones. But safety is key, especially for our pets, for any holiday weekend.
So joining us today is veterinarian Dr. Tina Wismer. Dr. Wismer is a veterinary toxicologist and the medical director of the ASPCA's Animal Poison Control Center. So greetings, Dr. Tina. We're always happy to have you join us, especially to talk about holiday dangers.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm excited that she's here.
I
I'm
am
always
too.
excited Dr.
Yep.
Tina's here. Okay. So Dr. Tina, what is the top reason that people call the ASPCA Poison Control Hotline on Memorial Day weekend?
It is fertilizer.
Fertilizer?
Poop eater. I'll be darned.
Yes.
Well, well, it depends. I mean, is it like, well, you tell us.
Yeah, tell us.
Right. So it's actually both organic-based fertilizers, which are typically things like, as you said, poop, chicken litter, chicken feathers, bone meal, blood meal. I mean, if you're a dog, what's better to eat than things like that? And also then some of our other inorganic fertilizers. The good news is that with fertilizers, fortunately, we just tend to see a little bit of vomiting and diarrhea.
Okay, that's good. But I would never, ever guess that. Would you?
I've already seen it this year. Lots.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you think about it. I mean, it's that time of the year and it's probably the first big weekend that people are able to go out and work in their yard and kind of get ready for the summer. I mean, we've talked about, lawn dangers and things that are coming up, but I mean, it's really that first big weekend that because people aren't going to go out and work on their yard Easter weekend. They're doing church activities and Easter egg hunts and stuff like that.
Did you realize that organic parts of the chicken was in there?
Let me tell you something. I use green chicken crap fertilizer. That is the secret to my lovely, beautiful garden. I grow roses. I grow tons of hibiscus and all the other plants that I have. That's the secret. That's why my garden looks the way it does. It's
That's your new venture in life. I know.
Chicken crap.
Mm-hmm.
I would say. Okay.
Gotcha.
So you had a question for Dr. Tina.
Yep. We all love to barbecue.
You love barbecue.
I love to barbecue. So what potential pet dangers are we looking for from the actual barbecue or from the food?
Sure. So the barbecue itself, right, we have to worry about burns. If I'm a dog and there's a lovely steak just sizzling up there, I could jump up there and get burned. We also have things like bones that can be an issue, right? Your ribs or things like that. Those can be problematic. And what we tend to see the day after Memorial Day, especially people will pour the grease off of their grill. Mm-hmm. And many times they just dispose of it in the gravel and the dogs will eat gravel because it's grease coated and become obstructed.
I can smell that steak
Absolutely.
cooking.
I'm seeing everything that you're describing in the practice all the time. Another thing too.
Wait. On the other hand, you're seeing that and I'm just smelling the steak.
It's
like in my, I don't know what it is. It's probably because I'm craving steak. I haven't had it in a while.
Hey, I even had a case in where the grease was coming down the barbecue and then it was dripping on the dog's nose. Had a case like that this week.
Well, the thing that I think is really fascinating, because I have a little like $19 grill from Walmart, it's not really big. It's not the fancy one that you have. But, what I find is, thank goodness I don't have big dogs. Because if I had even if Hannah was still alive, she would just go over there and kind of either put her paws up like Dr. Tina said, or she just stick her tongue up there and grab a steak off. And I've always had to be really careful when I barbecue, especially with big dogs. So if you do have a big dog, keep them in the house when you are getting your chef on, right, Dr. Tina?
Yes, safest for them.
Okay. So the other big thing is now that the weather's getting warm across the country, people want to open the pool. Can't wait to do that. So let's talk about harm to pets when it comes to the pool.
Sure. So with pools, many times we need to shock them. We need to add chemicals to make sure the pH is normal. So make sure that you keep the chemicals away from your pets. Once they're in the pool and they're diluted out, they're not a problem. but before that, they certainly can be. We also have to worry about the water itself, right? With freshwater pools, we can run into basically water intoxication, right? Dogs in the pool, throwing the ball at it, it's catching the ball, it's drinking a lot of water, and we can see low sodium. Or if you've got a saltwater pool, the opposite can happen, and their blood sodium can get too high.
So don't make sure your dog is not drinking out of the pool. The other thing is it's starting the beginning of the season. Once you open that pool, it's not uncommon that animals from all over the neighborhood might be curious. So you always want to make sure that you teach your pets how to swim.
Absolutely.
And make sure they know how to get out of the pool.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that I like, and I've encouraged my friends who have pools and pets, is to get a floating dock that just sits in the pool when no one is home. And then the dogs, if they do fall in the pool, because we talked about that. Remember that South African case a few weeks ago? Did you hear about that? Where one dog fell in the pool. Remember we talked about that, and the other dog pulled it out?
Oh, yeah.
Right, exactly. But a floating dock's always a good thing to have. I mean, or if you don't have a gate around the pool, because, celebrities like, I remember The Rock, he's a big celebrity, producing, directing. He's got a TV show. He had 2 French bulldogs. And about 2 years ago, they both fell and drowned in the pool.
Don't forget, if they're geriatric cases too, with arthritis and problems, and they can't see and they can't move their body, maybe they could swim before. They might not be able to swim now.
Yeah, I think it's very similar to kids. So, I mean, I would always say, if you have a pool, spend the money and just put a gate around it.
And watch your pet.
Yeah, well, watch your pet. That's why cameras are so great. Okay, so you had a question.
Pest control. Talk to us about the possible problems with pest control.
Right? So we're outside enjoying our barbecue, and unfortunately we have insect friends that want to join us. So certainly using insecticide sprays, bug sprays on yourself, is fine. Do not use bug sprays on your pets that aren't labeled for use on your pets.
Okay.
Like DEET can actually cause seizures in dogs and cats. So we want to avoid those type of products.
Right. Okay. And also, you've told me this a few years ago about just making sure your cat's not rubbing up against your leg, right, Dr. Tina? Especially if you have those chemicals on your legs.
Absolutely. And don't forget, though, it's nice to have insect repellents that are labeled as insect repellents for pets, because a lot of the kill products for fleas and ticks don't kill the flea or tick until the flea or tick is actually on the body. So if you avoid it from getting on the body, you're in great shape.
And also, I would think those citronella candles can be a problem too, right, Dr. Tina?
Yeah. When we think about the smell of those, I mean, they're pretty pungent for us. Can you imagine being a dog or a cat, right? Ugh, it definitely can be an uncomfortable situation.
What a good point, because it can be so sensitive to us, and their smell is so super sensitive.
I'm laughing, but Dr. Tina knows why, because I like the smell of citronella. But once again, I have them on my lanai, my indoor-outdoor space, because that's a very big thing here in Florida. But I keep them up on the table and up on one of the baker's racks that I have. So, they kind of keep the pets away. And then, bug spray and everything. But natural. All that I do not put on my pet. Because a lot of people think you could put the all-natural stuff, right, on your pet. No.
Right.
That's really a good point.
X-nay that. I just love when Dr. Tina comes.
I know.
It's great. It's always fun. Isn't it fun?
It is very fun.
I love having
It's
her
fun and
here.
informative for our pet owners, because they're all going to deal with this.
Yeah, they really will this weekend and moving forward.
Who wants to be around a family that doesn't barbecue, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, wrap it up, Dr. Fleck. Thank Dr. Tina.
Well, Dr. Tina, thank you again. We always enjoy you coming and giving us and all of our listeners the information that they need.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Pet Buzz.